Oh, come on.
Times points on travel, including gas and EV charging stations, and 5 times points on prepaid hotels and car rentals when you book directly through the Altitude Reward Center. And no matter where in the world you are, you'll get 2 times points on groceries, dining, and streaming with a $30 annual credit for streaming services too. Visit usbank.com/altitudeconnect to apply and learn how you can earn 50,000 bonus points. You deserve a credit card with more and more travel rewards. Apply to become an Altitude Connect card holder at usbank.com/altitudeconnect. Limited time offer. The creditor and issuer of this card is U.S. Bank National Association, pursuant to a license from Visa USA Inc. Some restrictions may apply.
Your morning starts now. It's the Q102 Jeff and Jenn podcast, brought to you by CVG Airport. Fly healthy through CVG. For more information, go to CVG Airport /fly healthy.
Erica is looking for a second date update this morning. Hi, Erica.
Hi.
Hi.
Understand you went out with a guy named Nick and he's not calling you back. Is that right?
Yep.
You want to take us from the beginning? Tell us how you met him and we'll go from there.
Sure. So I met him on Tinder and, he was just awesome. He's cute, funny, just fun. We met for drinks. We ended up hooking up. I definitely knew we would the moment I saw him. I could just feel it, and I told him that, and he said he felt the same thing. But we did take a couple hours just drinking and talking before going back to his place, so it wasn't like I felt like we were in a rush or anything.
Now, let me ask you this. If a woman says to you, or someone says to you, upon first meeting, yeah, we're totally going to be hooking up by the end of the night.
Yes.
Would you as men ever say, it's too soon to tell?
I think it would depend on how crazy that person was. How crazy
how they
does
presented it to you?
Well, no, not just that. Like their personality, their behavior. Is it going to be worth that 10 minutes of time inviting more crazy out of that?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Jeff likes crazy, so I don't think he has the same answer.
Yeah, no, we're good. Yep.
So I mean, once you put it out there that this was, as far as you were concerned, it was going to happen.
Check, please.
Yeah. So I just, I guess my point is, don't read too much into him agreeing with you on that, because I don't know if there are many men out there that would not agree.
Oh yeah, no, I'm feeling it too. Yeah.
Oh God, yeah, for sure.
No, let's go.
All right. I'm sorry. Continue with the story. So you had drinks for a couple of hours and you kind of got to know each other a little bit.
Yeah, and we were having, great conversation. And, after we hooked up, I told him I liked him. And then I asked if he wanted to see me again. And because I told him that I was interested. And he said, yeah. So I asked him, this could be more than a one-nighter. And he said, yeah. So it seemed like a pretty good sign to me. And then I figured as long as I performed well and we got along in that way back at his place, that I'd definitely see him again. And when we got back to his place, everything did go great, like I said. And he even said next time, multiple times. So I left early the next morning. We had one more go-round when we woke up, and then I left. And he walked me to my car, kissed me goodbye, and said that he would talk to me later. So I expected to hear from him within the next, day or two, but nothing, absolute radio silence. He's not texting me back, and I have no clue what happened. So that's what's going on.
Yeah, when you didn't hear from him, you texted him, and there was still nothing.
Right. Yeah.
That was a very complete description. We got it all there.
Yep.
Okay. No theories?
No, not that I can think of.
Then we'll just go right to the break, which we got to do anyway. And when we come back, we will call Nick and see what he thought of Erica and that encounter. And was he just lying? Was it just a one-night stand for him? Wouldn't be the first time. It happens all the time on Second Date Update. I hope that's not the case. But we'll find out once and for all as we continue. Jeff and Jenn, Cincinnati's Q102.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Summer is the best time to replace your windows. No one wants to do it when it's 10 degrees outside. My guys at Universal Windows Direct will get it done quickly. And then when old man winter comes calling, you're going to be ready to go. 513-755-1800.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Okay, Erica met Nick on Tinder. She describes Nick as cute, funny, fun, A lot of the words often used to describe me.
Absolutely. I thought maybe she'd gone out on a date with you.
There was a minute. I'm
Yeah.
like, wait a minute. They got together for drinks first, talked for a couple hours, clearly had a rapport there, followed through with a hookup. They went back to his place, and she made it clear to him on a number of occasions, hey, you know, this is really fun. I think I like you. I'd like to see you again. I'm hoping this turns into more than just tonight. And he's all in agreement. Oh, yeah, I'm right there with you. And you said you stayed the whole night, woke up the next morning, and you guys hooked up again, correct?
Yep,
Yeah.
that is correct.
And the morning, I mean, by then you'd sobered up a bit, I would have assumed. Was it as good in the morning, pretty sober, as it was earlier?
Oh, good question. Good
Yeah,
question.
thanks.
Oh yeah, it was great, and neither one of us were like, we weren't like wasted or anything. We just had a few drinks each.
Okay.
Yeah. And then he said, when you said goodbye, you said, I'll talk to you later. He's like, oh, definitely.
Yep, several times.
Right.
Okay. You weren't nagging him, were you?
Because I'll find you.
I mean it. Did you mean it? Do you really mean it? You're going to call me later, right? You're going to call me. You're
'Cause
going to
if
call
you
me.
don't-
I will hunt you down. I will call Jeff and Jen because we've had that happen before. Where I think has it always been women who have threatened to call us, or has a man threatened to call us?
I think it's
don't
just
remember.
been women
Yeah.
so far. to
Yeah,
my
so
knowledge.
far it's just been the ladies that have said, "Hey, you better call her. You're going to end up on second date update." And do you want that to happen? I don't think you do. So you better pick up the phone when I call you, or even better, you call me first. That would be the smart thing to do as a man in this time, in this day and age. You call me.
By the way, in case you couldn't tell, Jen has done this before.
You didn't do that, did you?
No, none of that. I promise.
Okay, good.
Good.
All right, you ready to call Nick?
I am.
Okay. Brace yourself. Here we go.
Hello?
Hi, Nick.
Yeah, this is Nick. Who's this?
It's Jeff and Jen at Q102. How are you, man? We've been looking for you.
Looking for me? Uh-oh.
Wow, why do you say that?
Well, I mean, I do listen a little to you guys. My mom and sisters listen to you guys all the time.
Oh, well, I'm glad to hear that.
That's nice.
Hold on, is this a second date update? Is that what this is?
It might be.
Oh, God.
You want to say hi to your mom and your sisters?
Yeah, this is going to be great.
Yeah.
Say hi to mom and your sis.
Hi, Mom. How you doing, Mom? I'm sure she's listening.
Now, Nick, are you a one-night stand kind of guy typically?
My mom's going to be thrilled with these details. No.
That's the safe answer.
That's the one mom would want to hear.
Because without getting into too much detail, since your mom and sisters are probably... How many sisters do you have? Just the one?
2.
Okay. He's going to catch so much crap for this.
Yeah, this is not good.
No. I assume you're avoiding Erica intentionally.
Well, what did she tell you?
Well, she said you're a very nice guy. Felt like she had great chemistry with you. Enjoyed her evening. Oh, I should add, she said you're cute, funny, and fun. Mm-hmm. Those are all good things.
Cute, funny, and fun. I like it.
And she was just hoping to see you again. But what was interesting is that you weren't vague. I mean, it sounded like you were pretty on board. Were you just faking it, or were you really attracted to her, but something else has happened?
I'm very attracted to her. I'm sure she told you about how attracted we were to each other. But the thing was, we were really drunk. And some things are a bit of a blur, to be honest with you.
You both were really drunk, or you were really drunk? Because Erica didn't seem to think y'all were that drunk.
Oh, no, we both were a little tipsy, and we smoked a little, which, you know, after drinking always gives you that feeling. And we had a good time. But I know one thing for sure. I did not take a piss in my shoe.
What?
It wasn't me. I don't have a dog. I don't have a cat. I don't have a pet of any kind. And there was way too much piss for it to be a mouse or a whole family of mice.
Hold on, wait a minute. You found urine in your shoe?
Yeah. And the only logical answer, at some point during the night, she got out of bed and squatted on my shoes and took a leak.
You saw this happen?
I didn't see this happening. I felt it later.
Well, how do you know it wasn't you?
I didn't get up and pee on my shoes. That's how come. I mean, it's the only logical answer. It was gross. I don't know what happened, but I stuck my foot in my shoe, and that's messed up, dude.
Oh, man, were you wearing socks, or was it a bare foot right in it?
Barefoot right into it.
Oh.
And so then you feel this wetness. I mean, how much was in there? Was it just a little bit? And then what did you do? Did you smell it? How do you know?
It was yellow and smelled.
It is a
I guess that's a
distinct
telltale
odor.
sign. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, pee is pee. We know what pee is, guys.
Oh, no, right. But when Joe was alive, Joe was one of our cats who's since passed. But he would walk over to his food bowl, take a mouthful of kibble, walk over to Kristen's shoe, dump most of it, and eat out of her shoe. It was the most bizarre, weird thing
That's
we've
funny.
ever seen. We'd do it all the time.
Oh, wow. He liked the smell of her feet. It added something to the flavor of the food.
Yeah, which makes me wonder about animals. Like, is it possible she's got a dog or a cat that took a leak in your shoe?
No, it was my place. I don't have a dog or a cat.
Oh, that's right.
And there's only one logical explanation of how pee got in my shoe. I mean, we were pretty, listen, when you've been drinking and smoking, you might get up in the middle of the night and do something you don't realize.
And so how do you know it wasn't you?
Hello, it's my place. I'm very comfortable getting up and peeing in the middle of the night all these years.
You've never had an accident. You never gone over to the closet and peed in your laundry basket thinking that was the bathroom.
No. Do
right.
people do that?
We've had that
We've
story
heard,
before.
Erica, Nick is alleging that you peed in his shoe. How do you respond?
I did not pee in your shoe. Who would do that? That's really crazy. And I can't believe you're accusing me of peeing in your shoe on the radio. I did not pee in your shoe.
Also,
100% did not.
Let's address the opening of the average shoe. Like, going in a laundry basket, I mean, you got a lot of area.
Sure.
Like, going in a shoe, like, you have a 4-inch by 3-inch opening.
That's a
You would have
precision
to hold
shot.
it. Yeah, you'd
like-
have to squat right on top. You'd have to hold it.
What's
I mean,
going
peeing
on?
in a cup is really hard for women. When we have to provide a urine sample, it is almost impossible to not get it on your hand.
They should give you a bigger cup so
You
that
would
there
think,
could
right?
be some.
You would think they'd give us a bowl.
Get a good
We
seal
should have
there.
a bowl, but it doesn't work
I
that
feel
way.
like it's statistically impossible that I would have made it into your shoe. I did not.
I don't
pee
think
in
you were
your
aiming
shoe.
for the shoe. I think you said they were next to the bed and you got out and you peed on my shoes.
Was
No,
it
100% not true.
was it all
False.
contained inside of the shoe, or was there a puddle along on the
Residual,
side? Yeah.
It was wet around and in the shoe. I mean, listen, I totally get that she doesn't want to own up to it. It's like a ridiculous thing to do, no matter how wasted you are. But it's messed up. And I'm telling you, my shoe was soaked. It was yellow and smelled. And there's no denying what it was.
It wasn't my pee.
Wow.
Well, I do know
By
a guy
itself.
who got so drunk, he got up in the middle of the night in his own bedroom, walked over to his closet, and just took a leak as if he stood there as if he were using a urinal right in front of his groggy wife, who was screaming at him, "What are you doing?" That's how drunk he was.
Yeah.
And he had no recollection of it the next morning.
Oh, wow.
And that was not me, by the way.
Well, Mom, I didn't pee in my own shoe. I'm sorry you got to hear this, but that's pretty much why I didn't call her back.
I did not do that, and I'm sticking to that because that is the whole truth. You could have just said something about it, and we could have talked about it before, and I would have told you that I didn't pee in your shoe. I think it's a lame-o excuse as to why you didn't call me back. So, done.
Well, it's clear we have a he said, she said here.
Yep.
But in cases like this, I tend to believe the woman. No chance of a second date here, it sounds like.
No, thank you. I only have so
No.
many shoes.
Well, I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, and thanks for calling. It's really going to be a big hit in my family. I appreciate it.
Hey, we appreciate you even having the conversation and going
Absolutely.
along with it.
Absolutely.
It was a
What am I
wild,
going to do?
Yeah, well, it's a wild story, nevertheless.
It was a more wild experience.
All right, well, best of luck to you, Nick. And Erica, thank you for putting yourself out there. Best of luck to you as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, cheers.
There has got to be an explanation as to how that ended up in
I
her
don't
shoe
even
or
know.
his shoe.
Yeah. He doesn't have a dog or a cat.
Or he is completely just making it all up.
Oh, yeah. I didn't
Yeah, I
do
mean,
that.
he could be just complete. He has something
was his
he
exit
doesn't
strategy.
want that. Yes. I'm just going to accuse her of something ridiculous so I don't have to
Makes
say
you
what
wonder,
it really
the
was.
truth must be really boring then.
It is boring or really embarrassing.
Or he
for
just is not that into her. And
him. Who knows?
he's putting on a show for his mom and sisters.
I don't know. He sounds like he's a bit of a hoot,
He was a bit of something.
capable of pretty much telling any story.
He's got quite a personality.
Yes.
Okay. So what do we do if we want a second date update for ourselves?
Well, you got to give us a holler at Jeff and Jen at WKRQ.com.
All right, 7:36 coming up. Some of the day's news that didn't make the news. Do men and women say sorry or apologize